Let's find out more about what's going to be happening because we're joined in studio, and thank you very much, Taoiseach, for coming into us on the News at One. You've been hearing the picture around the country there from our reporters. The situation getting worse, but the fact that we have had 5 trucks coming out of Foynes with fuel for the emergency services, and there may be one going into Whitegate that may be coming out with at least 1 truck full of supplies later. What's been happening?
Well, fundamentally, may I say at the outset that government acknowledges in the broader sense there's an issue around the price of fuel more generally, even in advance of the war in the Middle East. The Middle East war has accelerated and exacerbated the impact on fuel prices, and they're very high. So we understand that, and we've been engaging with representative bodies, Road Haulage Association, Farmers Association, ICNSA, the coach organisations responsible for coaches and buses, and a range of others, contractors and so on like that.
But what's the situation right now this lunchtime?
The situation is very severe now, and I don't think people out there perhaps realise the gravity of the situation, and particularly as it pertains to Whitegate and to the ports. We're in the middle of an oil supply crisis globally. We were in a strong position because of our NORA reserves. In other words, we had 90 days, and that could be even higher in terms of a contraction of supply. And we have an oil refinery that's processing product to finished product level. That's a huge asset. Now we're in a situation because of these blockades that we are now on the precipice of turning oil away from the country in the middle of a global oil supply.
Are you talking about the oil tanker off Galway, for instance?
The oil tanker off Galway is one. But
which somebody else could buy if we don't land it?
Someone else will buy that if we don't land it. And also in terms of the refinery, because the refinery will not be able to continue to process product because it doesn't have will not have a sufficiency of storage capacity if product doesn't come out. And one of the issues that we'll have to look at is the potential diversion of product coming into Whitegate to the international markets. This is at a time.
Ireland at risk of losing all its oil supply because the rest of the world is scrabbling around for it?
Correct.
And we're having a protest that won't let it in?
Correct. It is unconscionable. It's illogical. It's difficult to comprehend. And that is why the police and the Gardaí are at Whitegate and will be at the ports to ensure that we get vital needed supplies for our people. And it's ultimately the objective of government and the obligation of government to protect the rights of the population at large, which means at a very most basic level that fire services, and it's not up to, and with the greatest respect to everybody, unelected and self-appointed people can't determine who gets oil in this country, can't determine who gets to hospital, can't determine who gets to the rotunda via O'Connell Street or whatever. That's not acceptable. That's not a legitimate form of protest. I accept the right to protest. I accept that people can disagree with policies. But we've put in place mechanisms now. We're engaging in negotiations. The blockades should end because they will injure the Irish people, they will damage our economy and society, and they will damage jobs.
But you know, Taoiseach, your remarks on this have annoyed the protesters this week. And you've annoyed them because they're saying, that's fine, but we can't afford to fill our tractors. We won't be able to harvest our crops. We can't afford to deliver our goods. And even with the 250 million package that you put on the table, that they simply cannot afford, and you need to do more.
But we have said we're prepared to do more. We have said that we are keeping this under constant review. We had meetings this week. We had meetings in advance. Darragh O'Brien's has been meeting with the transport sector in advance of all of these protests. And we are continuing to engage. And
what
we
can
will
you
engage.
Offer? Because Peter Burke says there'll be no price cap. So what can you offer?
We will but this is just, I'm going to make a point here. One of the difficulties government is facing here, that there was talk of some of the protesters coming along today. I'd asked people to look at Chris Duffy's post last evening when all of that was out there. And he announced in O'Connell Street, we did say we would stand down the blockades if we had a meeting. Well, we won't be standing them down, he said. And we won't be standing them down until we get what we want.
So who is meeting whom this afternoon? Let's start with that.
Well, who's meeting? Basically, a number of agricultural representative organisations are coming in, the ICMSA, the IFA and others. And
they're going into the Department of Agriculture to meet a government delegation.
There'll be 3 senior ministers and some others there on the government side. There'll be others there as well, representing different sectors. Government has worked on this. We worked on.
Will any of the people who've been on the protests be on that delegation, maybe as part of one of those representative
we're not going to
teams?
dictate the composition of each representative organisation's team.
So they could walk into the room on that basis. Do you expect that they will be there?
But we want the blockade lifted. No, I can't dictate who's going to turn up or whatever. But I would alert people to what has been said by some of the leaders of this protests and so on. I mean, Chris Duffy's remarks last night were deeply disturbing, and I think they need, this is what we're dealing with. And others, likewise, have made comments about closing down the country. Like, no self-appointed group can close down the country. The Minister for Justice said he'd be
bringing out the Defence Forces, and that was more than 24 hours ago, and it hasn't happened yet.
But the Gardaí, and we understand there is always a balance between protest, legitimate protest, and trying to enable people to vent their anger and their frustration and so on. That's
was the Justice Minister on a solo role?
No, and I've met with the Minister for Justice and Minister McEntee today. They've managed now to create an avenue into Whitegate without the necessity of the army presence, but the army is on standby. The request, is there, and there is liaison between both the army and the Gardaí on this.
So let's talk about the talks this afternoon and whatever solution could be negotiated, and then let's talk about what happens if that doesn't work out. Starting with this afternoon, given that, and a lot of the protesters have been talking about, they want a price cap, really. Others have mentioned different things. Most seem to want a price cap. If you're not putting that on the table, are you putting VAT cuts, carbon tax cuts, excise cuts on fuel on the table?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to go into the explicit negotiations here today, but we have met with some of these organisations and they had put various proposals and ideas to us. We accept that we need to support the food production side of the economy, and to make sure that we can get
and farmers say 3 cent a diesel, a cut on the green diesel was absolutely ludicrous. And that's one of the reasons they're so angry.
But there are limitations to what one can do in some respects. We're engaging with the European Commission as well on some areas here where we hopefully can free up other opportunities.
Are they listening,
particularly for contractors, because the contractor issue has been difficult in terms of getting exact mechanisms to deploy. We were able to deploy certain mechanisms, for example, during and grant and supports to the industry during the Ukrainian crisis, energy crisis. And so we're seeking to do something similar here. We also want to hear from the organisations themselves even further today. And so we put a lot of work into this. It's not finished, and we want to engage with others first, and it could take some time yet.
Will it just be aimed at business, at hauliers and farmers, or will there be a cost of living package as well?
What the packages today are around the fundamental areas of the essentials of the economy in terms of, for example, food production and in terms of haulage, which is about trade.
So you're not going back into energy credits or any of that at this stage?
No, not at this stage, no.
If the protesters say no, because I know you say you won't go into the details, but it doesn't sound as if you're meeting, the kinds of demands we've been hearing from the protest lines all week. If they say no, because they say whatever happens this afternoon, they'll be having meetings, they'll be taking votes. If they say no, what happens then?
Well, you see, the law will be upheld. And we're now, right now, we're going to...
what does that mean? Because again, we had the statement from the Minister yesterday morning.
What it means is what's happening in Whitegate right now. Access will have to be opened up and will be opened up to the ports, and to Whitegate in particular. I mean, garages do need access to energy. People do. And
we haven't seen the army down at Whitegate yet. But
it's not necessary at the moment because the tankers now can go in.
But if the protesters say no and these protests are set to continue, then?
The issue in terms of... Well, that will fundamentally be a policing issue and a public order issue, which and very clearly the law will be upheld. I'm not going to be... I mean, for us...
And vehicles would be removed.
The issue, what we're going to do here is protect the rights of people generally. Because people do need access to fuel, people need access to hospitals, people need to be able to travel for business and for work. I mean, if you're a shop on O'Connell Street right now, it's unacceptable that their businesses are being undermined to the degree that they are. Workers' jobs are at risk here because of the nature of these blockades. These are not that blockades are not a legitimate form of protest over a number of this. Just can't be accepted as a legitimate part of protest. There are fundamental public order issues here. There are fundamental issues to do with the law.
Okay.
We are in negotiations and discussions with people who know their way around a lot of this area, who are experienced in negotiation. And what we are saying on behalf of everybody is there has to be a meaningful process of dialogue to resolve this. Government is up for that, but it seems others are not. And if you listen to what some of the leaders here are saying, I saw James Gagan last evening, for example. He was saying that more or less that when he was asked about cancer patients getting to hospital, well, he said if there was a car accident, they couldn't. That was not. That's in my view, a terrible
but at
response.
the same time,
Taoiseach,
all week long, we've been hearing a consistent message from the protest, and sprung up organically.
It hasn't been consistent,
and what they're saying consistently is you, and they name you. They say you're not listening. They say your government isn't listening. They say this is too much and the government ought to be helping them, and that charity begins at home, and that you've money to spend on other things, and that your tax revenues from these higher prices means you can well afford to be more generous. That's what they are consistently saying.
By the way, they're not. That is not the case. I mean, it's about 4 million a day now we're spending on alleviating pressure. It's about 250 million package. We said we're keeping it under constant review. We had already had discussions with the Irish Road Haulage Association and with the Contractors Association and with the IFA. So we're engaging, we're listening, we understand the issues. But guns can't be put to people's head and said, I mean, that's not negotiation either. Saying, as Christophe said last evening, if we don't get our way and we get every single demand, the blockade continues. That's not legitimate negotiation. There are tried and trusted organisations who understand the frameworks there and how to negotiate here. They're open to bringing people in with them and engaging. Government is open. Yeah. But the blockade has to end because it's injuring people and it's damaging Ireland's economy and society. And it's unconscionable that we're in a situation potentially where oil supplies will be diverted away from the country because of this blockade. It makes no sense, and government will, through An Garda Síochána, make sure that access is there.
And obviously a lot of what's going to happen this afternoon is critical. But I have one final question for you, Taoiseach. Even if, and obviously you hope that, the talks will succeed, a deep package will be put on the table, the protests will end. But what happens if this war in the Middle East, because it doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon, the ceasefire certainly doesn't look. What happens if the prices are as high or higher in a couple of weeks or a couple of months? What happens then?
There's two fundamental issues. There's supply and price. Now, 2 days ago we had a significant meeting on supply, and the head of NORA was there and so on, and we were in a relatively good position. Through our own actions, or through the actions of certain citizens now, we're now damaging that secure position for the medium term. Through undermining the capacity of Whitegate to refine its product, which is, in my view, unconscionable that we're in that situation. And likewise not allowing oil tankers to let the oil into the country. On the war, on more generally, we will keep everything under constant review. I've said it consistently. We're open to engaging with people, different sectors, to keep the economy going, keep people at work, keep jobs going. That's always been my fundamental objective here. And we will continue to do that.
But no matter what you do, you may not be able to stop the prices going even higher.
No, but we will do everything we can then to protect people from the excesses of such price increases. That is the strategy going forward. We did it before during the Ukrainian crisis, and we did it also during COVID-19, where we intervened in an unprecedented way to protect employment, jobs and
you're
people.
Willing to do the
and
same
we're willing
again?
to do the same again. But this is not the way to help the Irish people or help Irish society cope with a war that's beyond our control, as you say. We believe that war should end. Israel should stop what it's doing in Lebanon. It's shocking what happened there in the last number of days. And I hope that the peace efforts there will bear fruit, because that's ultimately what we require. But even notwithstanding the war, we are prepared to look at the overall situation governing energy and energy prices in the economy, and have a very sensible conversation with all concerned about that, because of course there are other implications around that, but we're prepared to have that conversation.
And no doubt you'll be hearing lots about that when the Dáil resumes on Tuesday. But this Friday lunchtime, thank you very much indeed, Taoiseach Micheál Martin, for joining us on the News at 1.